Better that happen now.
Leave that into the intro.
There's always something that falls, or somebody knocks a table, or so. It might be a tradition to starting the podcast.
Yeah.
People are going to tune in this week and think it's a soccer podcast.
Right.
They will.
Like, oh crap, it's those three guys?
United FC Rush. Or whatever we're calling ourselves now.
Right on. Welcome to the North Routt County Today podcast. I am the founder, editor, former ink-stained wretched Mike Schomer. Down on the end, we've got my co-host, sidekick, Deerwood Bank, El Presidente, Nick Schultz.
Hola.
And we are kicking off the show with our special guest today. So we have Josh, pronounce your last name.
Josh Ligon.
Josh
Yes.
Ligon.
Yes.
Yes, from the Bravera Bank Food Shelf, which just launched in St. Michael, Albertville.
Albertville, yes.
Yes.
A few months ago. Tell me a little bit about when you guys opened.
Yes, so our first distribution date was December 17th of 2024.
Right in the holidays, heart in the holidays.
Yeah, right before that, and then we kind of shut down for the holidays and then picked up again after the new year. And basically are doing distribution dates every Tuesday and Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evenings.
Nice.
And then we're opening every second and third Tuesday for senior hours, which are 9:30 to 11:30. So, and all of that's on our website as well.
Nice.
So,
Very nice.
So tell me about the journey. You know, some people around town know you from being a soccer coach. Some people know you around town from just some of the other various things you're involved in. You know, you're full-time employed at United Health, coach your son's team. What made you want to bring this on to?
yeah, absolutely. And first, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I
You
really
bet.
appreciate it and the opportunity to have a platform to talk about this. So last summer, probably around July, we were up at my wife's childhood home up in Cross Lake and just started talking about what's a way that we can give back to the community. We've typically been involved in different volunteering activities, but wanted something that we could kind of run and own ourselves. And her grandfather started the food shelf in Cross Lake many years ago.
Oh, wow.
And since when he passed, her aunt and uncle took that over.
Oh, very cool.
So we thought, hey, let's go talk with them, check out what they're doing. And so we went and visited on an off day for them just to get a tour of the facility and talk about, you know, how do you operate? What does this all take? Who do you need to partner with? Those kinds of things. And after that conversation, both my wife and I, Emily, were, this is something we think there's a need for this, we feel, in our community.
Yeah.
And this is something we could see ourselves doing. So I did one more visit there at the Cross Lake Food Shelf on a distribution day and was just, you can't feel bad when you're there, right?
That's cool.
They are structured where they fill boxes, pre-fill boxes, depending on size of family. So you've got smaller boxes and bigger boxes, and then they just drive through, and then the volunteers bring the food out to the families. And so I got to participate in that, and just to see the people's faces light up for knowing that they're gonna have food for the next week or month or whatever it is, and the camaraderie of the volunteers, and seeing them just socialize with each other and enjoying it, I was in hook, line, and sinker.
That's cool.
So from there, then it was, okay, what do we need to do to actually make this happen? And my wife is the engine that runs the machine, and she started doing the research and checking out different properties or facilities that we might be able to utilize. So I think the first thing was we found the space, which is right next to the Taco Bell in that kind of industrial strip mall. I think there's a pet salon there and Precision Auto. We're right in the middle of that.
Right in Albertville, just kind of off County Road there. Yep.
Exactly.
Busy intersection, but
yes,
yeah.
a lot of traffic, and we were able to secure a lease with them, which was great. and then knew we had to file for a 501c3. Need to have that in order to, really start this up and have it. You can start the pantry without having it, but you have to run it through somebody else's 501c3.
Right.
So we were looking around to find somebody that could maybe do that for us. And then through my neighbor, and who also was with Bravera Bank, gave us the name of a lawyer, Jeffrey O'Brien. And he was kind enough.
Shout out, Jeff.
Yeah.
Very good friend of the show. Was just on a couple weeks ago.
Great guy, and he helped us. Did it pro bono, but he let us know right away. He's like, when we file this, it can take 6 months to a year for it to actually go through. Yeah. And we get a call in a couple weeks, and he's like, "We've got it." So it literally took us 2 weeks to get the 501c3, and then it was okay. We need refrigerators, we need shelving, and Emily and I, we fronted all of that kind of in faith, right? Like, okay, we're gonna find the help and the funding, knowing that there's grants out there that you can apply for and whatnot. And again, our neighbor, Corey Schminsky, he's like, this is so fortuitous. He's like, our bank's newer to the area. We're looking to get involved with the community as well. Let me talk with our leadership team and see if there's something that we can do to help you get this started.
Very cool.
That's fantastic.
And so that went through, and we met with them, gave our presentation and what we're hoping to do. And so they gave us seed money for this first year, and then we'll have contributions as they make over the next 4 years after this as well, as a start. So
that's cool.
And then we've been blessed to have great, involvement from the community as well. We've received donations from Derek Brandt over at State Farm, both of the Lions Clubs, St. Michael and Albertville. Nick, I think you guys made a donation as well.
I think I saw that come across my desk.
Yes, exactly. So we've not done a ton of that type of outreach yet. We will probably need to do that at some point, but just with the word of mouth and people wanting to support it, it's been overwhelming. It's been so great.
That's great. Now, you used the word need when you were talking about the area, and I think a lot of people from the outside would say, what need?
Yeah.
And until you start getting involved in this type of work, for instance, I'm working with the Rotary to deliver beds to kids that are sleeping on the floor. You kind of don't know until you see it. But can you talk a little bit about kind of how you see that need and how you see you guys fulfilling it?
Yeah, absolutely. We worked with the city to kind of get a sense of the demographics, right? Median incomes, those kinds of things. And you have a lot of haves, but there's still a significant amount of have-nots in the STMA community. So really that was kind of what we based it off of. And again, just also knowing that if this is meant to be, it will work. And if not, well, it was all with good intent.
Right.
But we're finding that we've now, I think, registered with 125 families and we've have served now a little over 400 individuals. Just this past week, or this week, actually on Tuesday, we shipped out 2,000 pounds worth of food to about 15, 16 families.
That's cool.
So, and we're only, on 3.5 months. So we're seeing the need is there. We do have people reach out and, are you willing to take, families or serve families from outside the St. Michael, Albertville area? And we were like, we're not going to turn anybody away, right? But if they are a little further out, because our priority is our community,
Right.
But if they are a little further out, we'll help them find the resources in their areas that they need, right?
That's cool.
So, but yeah, I don't know, I don't have all like the specific numbers of, the makeup of the community, but we're certainly finding that the need is there.
Yeah, I think my first experience with the Bravera Bank Food Bank was when we were delivering beds to some people that were displaced by the California wildfires. They made their way to Minnesota in our area, and prior to going over there, we picked up a bunch of food for them because when we got there, they literally had nothing.
Yep.
And the thing that shocked me was, I'm not gonna lie, there was about $100 worth of eggs that these folks got. And do you guys have partnerships that you're able to kind of leverage to get those types of higher I guess, higher priced items?
Yes, we do. And let me get to that, but I want to go back to your other point. We do see a lot of transplants, right, that are coming into this area from outside of the state, whether that's job issues, sometimes it's domestic issues, unfortunately, and they need that support, right? But Nick, to your question about who are we partnering with, some of it I think it's the Food Pantry out of Robbinsdale.
Okay.
We've had to make one purchase from them right away. We are working with some of the local schools. And we had sat down and had conversations with the Hanover food shelf, right? Because we don't want to step on toes and, so, okay, you'll take these schools, we'll take these schools, and that worked out great. So the first food drive we did was with Middle School East. Great response and turnout, and that really helped us build up our shelves for the non-perishables. And then we just wrapped up one last week at Big Woods Elementary, and that was a huge success as well. Outside of that, we have a partnership or kind of an agreement with Costco in Maple Grove. And we go and do pickup from them on Sunday and Wednesday mornings every week.
Oh, excellent.
And that largely is produce. So bananas, oranges, apples, nectarines, limes,
Is that why I can't get eggs there?
It might be, but they have, so if they have a carton that has any cracked eggs in it, they're not supposed to sell it.
Can't sell it, right.
So we actually have a pretty healthy supply of eggs right now.
That's fantastic.
Kind of crazy. But then, your strawberries, blueberries, grapes, I mean, all of that stuff. And the amounts and volumes vary week to week, but we've done a really good job of maintaining and having supply on hand for individuals. And then we had Damer's Meats in town, donated a bunch of breakfast sausage. Emily partnered with J&B Meats, and we now have 2 of the big industrial glass door freezers that are stocked with chicken, steaks, hamburger.
That's so awesome.
It's just been amazing, the support we've been receiving. So,
and those are exactly the companies that I would expect that would jump in with both feet on something like this. Just a real history of community service with those companies.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. It's like, these are the names you would expect to hear. Super cool. So it gets going, it gets rolling. Volunteers, I would assume, have to be kind of a backbone too. How were you able to kind of organize those folks and get them going?
Well, we created a website, stmafoodpantry.org, if you want to go check that out. But then we created a Facebook page as well, and we have a board of 8 individuals, and we all put it out to our contacts on Facebook and shared that. And within a day, we had 95 individuals respond with, it was a call for volunteers. And 95 people responded. And so on our website, you can go, there's a link to go fill out if you would like to volunteer. And we have all the dates that we're open. We typically do 3 volunteers every night. And then we have a board member on site that are doing the intakes. So as families come in, we get them logged in, or if they're a new family, we have them fill out a quick form, get that all into our system. And, I feel that's especially right away, that was a huge response to show the support of it. And just like we saw up at Cross Lake, right? We have a great time. We get to learn about each other. You meet new people in the community, make connections and network. And it's just been amazing. So I think we're booked. I know for the seniors during the day, that volunteer list is booked up through August. And I think we're good through May or June for the evening hour distributions.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna take this opportunity to do a little PSA. So juniors over at STMA High School.
I believe I have one.
I believe you have one. Juniors, sophomores, you guys and girls that need your volunteer hours, there you go. Look this guy up, because that's a great way to get those hours, and what a better way to serve the community.
Colin was actually with me on that bed delivery when we stopped
Yeah.
by to
There
get
you
food
go.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good model for our kids, right?
Yeah.
And to show that, you know, it's important I feel we're called to give back to our community, right? We love our neighbors. So my daughter's team, but when we had the first food drive, we had to sort it. You have to check for expiration dates. You know, you have to then get it on the shelf. So they came in and helped, and they got also get to some of their community hours.
Yeah.
So
Volleyball team? She's playing volleyball, right?
soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And I think it helps provide, perhaps a little perspective on what they have versus what other folks might be living with, and there's some appreciation there.
Well, and that line just kind of continues to blur. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's hard out there, man. And people who didn't expect themselves to be in that situation, maybe necessarily, not that it's a bad thing or anything like that. Nobody needs to feel any guilt or anything. Are facing ththose sorts of situations and more reliant on those. You know, I've seen a new food shelf in Rockford. We have one now in Albertville. We've always had Hanover kind of in our backyard. We, in the school district that I work for, work very closely with Care Food Shelf up in Elk River.
Yep.
They do a wonderful job. So lots of people to get example from and work with, and it's cool to see it here in our neighborhood and to see it working. And I'm freaking proud of you, man. Just knowing you as a person, and to hear that you guys were gonna do this, I was like, well, I can hardly think of two better people to do it.
Yeah,
and then to see that it's taken off and gone. So I gotta ask, has our mutual friend and buddy Matt been over there yet?
Matt Rohr? Yes. I'll call him out by name. Him and his wife and boys, when we were picking up the food from Middle School East, they were there with the trucks, and we got everything loaded up. And they've been over, and he's like, "You just let me know whatever you need, man." So
yeah, those are good people.
Yes.
Shout out to the Roars.
Yes.
They're just awesome people, and Matt and Kaya and Joe, and good stuff.
Yeah. And to your point too, right? And this is one of the things we tell all the volunteers, you know, sometimes there's a stigma to if there's families or individuals that need this assistance, right? And, you know, things can happen overnight, and maybe you are in need of these services, right? And so we try to make a very welcoming environment, right? When you come into the door, there's like a seating area there. We've got some toys out for kids and whatever. There's a wall with a window, and then that's the check-in area. And then you go through and we have it set up where they take a cart with some boxes, and they go with a volunteer, and we've got it set up, which we work with the Superfood Group. I'm going to mess up the name, but they're out of the University of Minnesota. But they came in and showed us the best way to lay out the pantry.
Oh, fantastic.
So you come in, you do like your grains first.
Okay.
So like cereals, beans, canned goods, and then it goes on to, you know, there's a snack one, there's then your proteins. So they almost kind of do this full loop, and then at the very end we have household items. So your toilet paper, paper towels, soap, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, all of those kinds of things. So, and if people, I know we also get asked, what are your needs right now? Feel free to reach out to us. We have a phone number, we have the website, you can send any questions. And we try to be very responsive, quickly to respond.
And so your website, again, if people want to contact you either for need or to volunteer, is what?
Yeah, it's stmafoodpantry.org.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what do we have coming up? What do you guys see in the near future here?
Yeah, I anticipate we'll continue to see our volume go up with individuals needing the service as the word is still getting out there.
Yeah.
And then our grand opening, which the public is welcome to, is planning. I believe we're going to have that take place Wednesday, May 7th.
Awesome.
So we'll have individuals from the bank there. Our board will be there. I'm sure we'll have volunteers that come to that, and that'll be, I'm gonna just throw it out there, probably somewhere like around 4 to 7 or something like that.
Yep.
But anybody who would like to come and just check out the facility or meet us or whatever, anybody is welcome to come and join us.
That's May
That's
7th.
great.
May 7th.
In the
I don't-
afternoon, evening.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know
cool.
the exact times. My wife is the.
Well, we'll get
The one
that
that
shared
drives all
on
that.
our social media sites and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And make sure that that's out there so people can swing by, say hello, and support you in any way they can.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Man, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
you're
have
very
you back.
welcome. Appreciate
Good to
it.
see you.
Yeah, you too, Mike.
All right.
Good to see you.
Let
Always
you
good to see
go.
Yeah.
We'll get Sam in here, so we'll kick you out.
All right. Sounds
I'll
good.
let you get on with
Thanks,
your day.
guys.
And I'll do a ad read, first ad read of the day. So thanks so much to Josh, and thanks to Emily. Couldn't be here, but I know she is just kicking it over there. Emily, of course, kind of flew in and saved the day with the soccer
Yes,
association
operations
there for a
manager
while.
there for a little while.
and worked as the ops manager and did just a great job. So, like I said, did not surprise me at all when these two kind of were the people behind
Yeah.
this, because they're just both kind of forces of nature. And
Really
thank
great
you so
folks.
much to Josh for being able to join us today. I really appreciate it. When I thought of the podcast, not gonna lie, no, that's a different podcast. But when I thought of the podcast, to be totally honest, Josh was one of the first people I reached out to, because
Yeah.
we had the discussion and the news kind of broke that this was in the works, and I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
There are people in need in our community, as Josh said, you have haves and you have have-nots, and we're super happy for the people who work hard and are part of the haves, but we need to take care of the people who are the have-nots as a community, and we do a great job of that.
Yeah, I think so. And somebody can trade places from having a lot to a little through job loss, loved one gets sick, can't work. I mean, there's a lot of things outside your control that you'd be very thankful to have this in your community.
Yeah, I mean, we have mutual friends who have, lost their entire home and everything that they know to fire. And you rely on your community to lift you up in those situations. And oftentimes we're just very lucky to be in a community that comes through.
Yeah.
One of the big parts of our community, one of our big sponsors, we're going to get into them real quick, is Stellis Health. Stellis Health. Yeah, man, they're awesome. Dive into the world of wellness with Stellis Health's podcast, because we know you need another podcast to listen to. It's called Beyond the Checkup. From latest medical innovations to everyday health tips, enjoy insightful conversations that go beyond the routine checkup. The team of healthcare providers at Stellis Health unpack a wide range of topics, including midwifery care, mental health, arthritis, foot care, and much more. Tune in and transform the way you think about your own health at stellishealth.com/podcast. That's your go-to podcast for fresh expert perspectives. Not going to find those on this show, on health and medicine. With clinics in Buffalo and Monticello and same-day appointments and urgent care too. Stellis Health, neighbors caring for neighbors. Hey, Sam's in the house.
Hey.
I feel like it's been forever,
It's
man.
been a bit.
I feel like
Yeah.
it has been too. Yeah.
Thanks for letting us borrow the space. Go do
course.
you.
Yeah.
It's totally cool that you can join us today. And what's shaking here at Selfie Company?
Oh my gosh, what's going on? Prom. We've booked
Yes.
we've double booked for prom for our 360, so we purchased another one. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So that'll be a crazy.
Yeah, that's a great way to
insanity.
solve that
just why
problem.
not? Yeah. Just buy another. Okay, great. Yeah. So we got that going. Prom here. Prom is gonna be super fun. We have Josh the DJ from Soul Founder.
Mm-hmm.
He will be here 2 to 5. I have Dunn Brothers coming in, so she's gonna be doing coffee and dirt.
nice.
What is it? Dirty
Nice.
sodas. That's like the thing now. So she'll be here that same time frame. So it should be super fun. So
Awesome.
2 to 5, 2 people for 35, or you can just book me up for a private party during that time. So yeah.
And what do you got coming up this summer? We should start looking at that, man.
Oh
'Cause-
my gosh, summer.
Summer. It's coming.
Oh, just right. Well, you would think, but it's snow outside. I can't think about.
No,
summer.
we're going to start thinking about summer. We just need to. I have moved into the
Think
Nick
positivity.
Schultz way of
Yeah.
thinking, where I'm just like,
That's
I'm
right.
going to start planning
Just
for it.
I'm wearing a shirt with
Oh, you are right.
parrots and margaritas on it. I'm trying to manifest warmer weather here.
Was it
in my
2 years ago
wardrobe.
we got a blizzard in May though?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. I
Pretty
did
sure
have to.
Minnesota's the only state we have AC and heat on at the same day.
Yeah.
That's
You know, it's the old meme where it's like, Mother Nature, you cannot do all the seasons in 1 week. And Mother Nature says, hold my beer.
I'll do it in a day. Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Nick, what's up at Deerwood?
You know, we celebrated our 115th anniversary this week. Deerwood has been around since 1910. And so to celebrate that, along with our recent 5-star rating from a Newsweek survey that was done on best regional banks, those traveling from St. Michael to St. Cloud and back, keep your eye out for some billboards talking about how great we are. We're going to try to tell that story in the community by, I guess, tooting our own horn a little bit. We did end up as the top bank in the area: St. Michael, Albertville, Hanover, Elk River, and Monticello. So, somebody had to come in first. That happened to be us. So we're going to celebrate those things here coming up in the next month.
Cool.
That's awesome. Super cool. I'll give you a plug too. I was at Deerwood last week, had a couple checks to deposit, and there was a little bit of a rigmarole with that. Mostly my fault, but
It was probably actually mine. I think we ended up making a check out to your old name.
yeah. Anyway, your staff was awesome to work with, and they helped out right away. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the people over there have always been the best, and that has not changed. So.
I love when you call and you actually get a person, though.
Yes.
Right
You
on.
get like the press 0 and listen, and then you get someone across the sea, and then they send you back over. Like, I do love that you get
Yeah.
a person when you call. Like,
Yeah.
customer service to me is huge. I'll go anywhere for good customer service.
Yes. Speaking of good customer service,
Oh boy.
Delta.
Uh-oh.
You guys got off the ball this week. I got to Phoenix, and my suitcase evidently had been sitting out in Saturday night's rain before it got on the plane.
Oh, no.
And so when we unpacked in the hotel room, everything was completely soaked.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we had to sleep in our travel clothes and lay everything out to the point where our hotel room looked like a yard sale. And then Delta told me I didn't report it within 24 hours, so not our problem.
Oh, come on.
I told you I was going to say it, Delta.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thumbs down, Delta, on that one. Hey, heads up, though. This has actually happened to a friend of mine. If that happens to you again, the hotel has a dryer. They dry all their swim towels and all that stuff. We went down to the front desk. We're like, can we use your dryer for like 20 minutes? Because they're super industrial hot dryers.
Right.
Throw them in the dryer. They're good as new.
Oh, do you think that would have shrunk my clothing more so than my eating
Yeah.
habits?
Probably.
Do already.
Now, this is entirely possible because I don't know that, they have the little dials on there because you're throwing in swim towels. So I think there's probably like one setting.
One
and
setting,
you just
super
check
hot.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple of events I want to mention. First things first, FYCC has their Bunny Fest coming up. That is Saturday, April 12th, and we don't want you to forget that. Easter is, what is that? It is Sunday the 20th, right? 4/20 on Easter.
Yeah.
We go back and watch the Cannabis Podcast. That's fine. Anyway, that is right down at Albertville Central Park there, Lions Park. They're going to have, the Lions are going to have a bike giveaway. So head on down there from 10:30 to 1. There's going to be an Easter egg hunt. The bunny will be there. There's going to be crafts, some other stuff. So I'm trying really hard to catch up with our friend Sandy. As many know, Sandy's been having some health struggles and things like that. So she's traveling, seeing family, enjoying some warmer weather,
She's a
some
busy
stuff
bee.
that's good for her health. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue efforting Sandy, but in the meantime, we're just going to mention all her events and go that way. So, but yeah, that's coming up on April 12th. I do want to plug all our local churches. They've all got services Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the week of Easter. Lots of good learning and worship and things like that through that week. So check out the website. We'll have some of that stuff listed. Also, STMA Mom, who I want to have in here. Lauren is her name.
Good. Yeah.
We're going to have her join the podcast here soon. She's got a lot of the spring events on her calendar too. So estimatedmom.com/events. For those of you that are moms and have young kids, man, she does a great job.
Yeah.
And if you catch up with her, she'll have a lot of the cute little kitty family events, stuff like that going on. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, coming up quick, is the Real ID deadline.
Yes.
So guys, if you don't have your Real ID
Can't
or a
travel.
passport, you're not going to be able to get on a plane.
Yeah. Is it like May
something,
15th?
yeah.
It
Something of that
is.
nature?
I've got
Fastly
it,
approaching.
got it
So-
right here in front of me. It is May 7th, 2025.
So story time. Mike and I, we love to travel, and we're like, oh, we should just go somewhere. Nope, we can't, because we don't have Real ID. 2, our passports is expired. So now to the point where I even called the passport, because you can do same day if you're leaving within so many days.
Yep.
And they're like, nope, you have to buy tickets first. I'm like, I'm gonna buy tickets and
Feel
hope
like we
that
could
you
solve
can
that
get me.
problem
I'm
real
like,
quick.
I feel like this is gonna be, and I know neither scenario is gonna turn out my favor. So I'm like, all right, so we'll hold off buying any sort of tickets. Mail in your passport or go get your Real ID, because
I will
You're
say,
gonna
if
be
you have
stuck.
to renew a passport, our government center in Wright County,
it's
super
amazing.
solid.
In Buffalo.
Yes,
Yep.
recommend
Seriously,
highly
same,
if
yeah.
you need to do
Yeah,
that.
the new facility in Buffalo is fantastic.
It's
It really is.
It
beautiful.
really is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's
They
great
were
staff there. Yeah.
they were super helpful. You just go to right when you walk into the main building, taxpayer services. You can have your picture taken there if you need.
Yeah.
All the good stuff. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, don't use our county services a lot. The building used to be in downtown Buffalo, right by the lake. They have since relocated to the north side of town. I believe that's Braddock Avenue.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. Right
off
by
of
the
Hi-
jail.
Off of Highway
It's a
25.
little
for those
tricky to
familiar
get in
with the
there.
jail.
Yeah.
So basically,
It's right there.
the courts, the county services, and the jail are all in the
Yeah.
same location now, centralized and everything. And obviously that cost some tax dollars and things like that. So they did receive a little bit of criticism for those that are concerned
building,
about
though,
taxes
yeah.
in the town, in our towns and in our county. But rest assured, they did it right. It is
Yeah.
a great facility. It is going to last a long, long time. It's in a great location. And if you need to renew your license, if you need to get a passport, if you need to do any of that stuff, it's good stuff over there and good people.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
been to
Super
other
friendly.
Yeah.
DMVs because with things being the way they were, I've had to take kids for driver's tests
Yes.
to other places. Some places not so friendly.
Yeah.
Wright County does a good job.
If you do have to leave Wright County, I will recommend Little Falls. Really, they are so nice.
I will second that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
I've got
nice.
good friends
There's
over
a,
there.
there's a cartoon that we watch as a family, and it's I don't know, I'm sure we've seen it. It's the Bunny and the Fox, and they go to the DMV, and there's a sloth, right? And he's super slow, and they go out, and she's like, it's night? And it's not like that.
Yeah.
You are in and out in Buffalo. Like, there's no,
Yeah,
I've
that's-
been to Hennepin County, and it really is like, it's night, because it takes hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Buffalo is in and out. It's
Yeah.
really nice, yeah.
One other event to push this week that I want to get everybody's attention to. Hanover Fire Department, our buddies down in Hanover, do a pancake feed every spring, and that is on April 13th. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think they usually go until about 10:30. Good stuff. A great way to support a smaller fire department that does a lot of great things. They just had a burn of a really cute historic house. It was sad to see it go, but
Yeah.
it's all kind of in the name of progress. They're redoing the County Road 20, County Road 19 intersection there. But Hanover Fire hosted, I want to say, 8 or 9 different departments, including our own St. Michael and
That's
Albertville. So this is a way to kind of support those folks back
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the training and stuff that they've been able to provide lately. The other thing that's coming up, and you guys might not know, the groundbreaking for the Otsego Fire Department, which is the
Oh.
very first fire department for that community, will be in May, and I'll get
Okay.
that date up.
Cool.
But for years, Albertville has been contracted to provide services to Otsego, and the city of Otsego said, you know, we're now the largest community in Wright County,
Yeah.
which some people don't
A
know.
lot of building.
Probably should have our own department.
Yeah.
So that is happening, and that's going to be, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of if you take the back way from Albertville to the Target in Otsego, you'll go right by it.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
over in that neck of the woods. So definitely serves that booming area over there.
Yeah. I do have one other event. The library in St. Michael is having their annual book sale.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's Saturday the 5th. I want to say 8 a.m. Might be wrong about that, but it's in the morning. So if you show up early, you can battle my wife for all the books.
Yeah, I did share that over on our social feeds
Yeah.
earlier this week. That's always a good one, man.
Yes.
Our library has a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so every once in a while, they kind of look around and say, let's get rid of some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Some new stuff, yeah.
We recently toured there with the EDA, maybe I'm going to say probably 10 months ago. And I had no idea that you can, with your library card, you can actually rent books online through a couple of different apps. So you don't even have to go into the library. Obviously, we encourage everybody to do that, but you can actually rent books online and then use your e-reader to
So
read those.
my grandpa he's losing his eyesight. So he rents books, and they even send you the audio equipment.
Oh, cool.
So you can listen to all the books, and libraries are great. I think people forget how amazing libraries are and what they have to offer. And
You can rent paddleball or pickleball.
I think they even have cooking equipment. Literally, libraries are not what they used to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We were just, come a long way.
I don't remember, I was just having a conversation about this with somebody. Like, do you think our kids have been into the library since they were, 9, 10 years old?
No.
And I was like, yeah, actually, because, they have this, and this, and they've gone over there to check that out. So, but it's kind of a lost art. But we're lucky to be part of that Great River Regional Library group. And the resources that provides is really good. And I would hate to see that go away. So keep supporting your libraries. The other big one that's coming and is right around the corner, and everybody's got to remember, well, two. One, we've talked about prom. That is the weekend of May 2nd.
May 3rd. Yep, it's May 3rd.
May 2nd and 3rd.
I mean, that's STMA. They're kind of varied all over from about the last weekend in April to May 10th. So
right.
It's kind of one happening after.
But talking ours, May 3rd.
May 3rd,
Yeah.
STMA, yep.
I believe Rogers is the same day.
Yeah, that's our 2 double books.
Those are the 2 that you double booked?
And we have dance competition that weekend, and my daughter's going to prom, so.
Oh my goodness.
So nothing going on.
If you see my water bottle, just assume it's water in there.
Yeah.
2 things.
You're like, I've been hanging out with my hockey moms, and I heard what's in those services. Funny stuff. We're not applying any of that. But Grand March, I believe, is right around 4 o'clock.
It's earlier, yeah. 4. Well, I don't know those
It
times.
might be earlier.
I know my event is 2 to 5 for photos, and
Okay.
I don't know.
So-
and prom is 7:30 to 7 to 11, 7 to
And
10.
I can't think of the name of the venue either.
It's Minneapolis. I will have that
They are
information
in
for you. It's on my
Minneapolis.
computer.
Yeah,
because
I
have
will
it.
too.
So we'll have it next weekend.
But
Next week.
I got to experience, through Lisa's daughter, my first dress shopping experience. And I know you just went.
I just went.
I don't know, did you get to do that with April?
Yeah.
I was spared
Okay.
having to do that. Yeah, April.
Yeah, I was not.
No,
April really did a great job of covering those bases.
Hundreds. Oh, see, but it's beyond the dress. Then it goes to the shoes. And then it goes to the accessories. And then it's like getting it hemmed. And then it's like, Mom, I want a makeup artist. And then everybody's going to come to our house and get ready. I'm like, okay, we got this. We're good.
Yeah.
I am, shout out to Sydney, basically my stepdaughter, not quite yet, but she's very low maintenance and didn't require much. Like, we basically walked into the store and she grabbed like 2 dresses and she's like, I want that one and I want it in gold. And the store was like, yeah.
That's not my daughter.
That is not the experience for most.
No, my daughter is definitely my husband's child. It's not ever.
Shot fired.
That's
Mike's not here to defend himself.
Oh,
Come
he
on.
knows. I would say this to
Yeah,
his face.
yeah.
He doesn't need to defend himself. Very spoiled.
Oh,
very. Yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah, while we were, experiencing Sydney's journey
You
to
witnessed.
find the dress, it was interesting to watch other families and the dynamics. And I actually was sitting there going, how did people do this? before phones. Because,
yeah.
I mean, you've
Video,
got,
what do I look like in it?
you've got-
So do we
yeah.
take pictures, send it to our friends, see
we've
if they
got,
agree?
we've got
Oh,
snaps
yeah.
going to
Okay,
friends. We've
Yeah.
got
Okay.
so-and-so on FaceTime. We've got grandma
Yeah.
over here talking to mom. I like that one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is a family experience now. You know,
It
I'm
really
sure
is,
before
yeah.
it was just very much mom and daughter go, get the dress.
Pick the
blah,
dress
blah,
and
blah.
go, yeah.
Yeah.
It is now, it's got to be on par with wedding dress shopping because it has now become a group experience.
Yeah,
Are,
that's
are
not
guys
how I
doing
just
suits or are they doing tuxes? Like, what are we doing now for the guys?
Well,
I think a little bit
so
of both.
Okay.
I think suits are kind of, I think they're doing both. I mean, I've seen both. What I have seen, which is totally cute though, is the matching sneakers.
yep,
That is cute.
yep.
on the
It's like a thing.
the guy
Yeah,
and the
the
girl.
The guy and girl,
Nike-
they wear
Okay,
matching
okay.
suits.
the
yeah.
Nike Airs or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, it's so
Oh yeah.
I bought Cam a suit last year.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because I basically went to, I won't name the store, but I went to the store and they're like, here's how much to rent the tux.
cute. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Here's our suit special.
yeah.
And you're, you know, a junior at this time. You've got prom, you've got homecoming next year, you've got, you know, National Honor
Yeah.
Society or whatever else, you know, whatever activity you're in, usually has a banquet, you want to dress up
Right.
for that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm buying a suit.
Yeah.
So we set him up with a suit. He wore one color shirt last year to match,
Yeah.
and this year he will change the color of the suit and tie, and
Perfect.
we'll
Yeah.
pay the $50 or $60 for that,
Yeah.
and call it a day.
Smart.
But yeah, it's the suit was kind of the way to go for us. I think tuxes are fun. You know, absolutely cool to dress to the nines like that sometimes. However, tuxes have evolved and almost kind of met suits in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think even through a night you remember, I kind of like noticed it's more suits than tuxes.
Yeah.
Even when you
Yeah.
rent, they've gotten more.
Put it this way, David Beckham's 50th birthday the other day. I don't know if anybody saw pictures of this.
I did not.
Basically, any A-list celebrity in the world of sports or anything like that. I mean, Tom Brady,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
black tie, obviously. He's married to Posh Spice after
Yeah.
all, so you gotta have the black tie event. But yeah, more Armani suits and less
Yeah.
tuxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nice thin black tie. So.
And the sneakers.
And the sneakers, absolutely. Most guys had
I
sneakers.
would have been so happy to have worn some Air Forces to
Right?
my prom instead of the patent leather tux shoes.
Girls
know,
wear heels. Yeah. All day long.
um,
Even now, with my dresses, I'm like, I'm sneakering. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm too old to wear heels. It's not for me anymore.
Yeah, we got black basketball shoes for one of my buddy's weddings.
Okay.
And I'm
Nice.
like, yeah, this is the way to go.
Mhm.
This is the best. So yeah, prom coming up, and then of course Albertville Friendly City Days, folks.
Oh yeah, so
That's so
many stories.
close. I actually just put the order in to our marketing director for the napkins and plates that we donate to the hockey team because they have their pork chop
For the
dinner.
pork chops, there
Yeah.
you go.
And so I just got that in, thinking to myself, that's going to be here before you know it.
Yep, June 11th through June 15th. I tell you what, I think if you wanted to list your garage sale, they're already taking those.
Oh, wow.
So just stop by the Albertville Friendly City Hall.
Yes.
Shout out to the people over there. But Albertville City Hall has the sheets and all that stuff to get your garage sale listed and things like that. And I may actually have to do that this year.
Yeah.
I looked around my house and I'm like, I don't need half of this stuff.
It's
Interesting.
amazing what you accumulate.
Yeah.
Well, and now, you talk about situations you never expected to be
Yeah.
in. Like we were talking with Josh, I never expected to be combining households at the age of 50.
Yeah.
But here we are. And so I have all this stuff. And I'm like, how much of this really needs
Yeah.
to come to the new house?
When I was putting the Christmas back in the attic, I happened to check the other side of the attic that I haven't been on for a while, and there was so much baby stuff that would be illegal to resell at this point. It's like, I gotta probably get a dumpster. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have a complete storage unit that is full. And there's stuff in my garage. Well, why do I own this? So some of it is like, I would say half the storage unit is stuff that I've accumulated from it, but the other half is just stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a whole movement of becoming minimalist. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I can get behind this movement. Like, We used to decorate an entire yard for Halloween. Favorite holiday, love Halloween. And we probably have thousands of dollars. And I'm like, we got to just, my kids are old. We don't have time to decorate. Like it's time to go. Time to get rid of it.
See, and my wife Marie Kondoed her side of the closet. And so that's beautiful.
Yeah,
and then you get to my side, and it looks
don't
like
know Marie Kondo.
it looked like somebody just threw it on there.
She basically goes by the theory that you should just take all your stuff out.
Yeah.
And then get rid of everything you haven't used in the last
if
6
it doesn't
months
spark
or something.
joy, if it doesn't make you happy,
That's
make
what
it go
they
away.
say. Yeah.
And
how many shirts do we need really? How many jeans do we like realistic? Like honestly, but here's the thing.
I don't know. My fiance has like 75 pairs of jeans. I'm not going to go down that road.
Here's the factual statement. When you go on vacation, you pack an outfit, 2 outfits a day, right? So we have suitcases. Like I'll have 2 suitcases I wear the same sweatpants for a week at home. But somehow when I'm on vacation, I'm going to wear 2 or 3 outfits a day.
Right. Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
Unless they're all wet. See, that was called the callback.
Hashtag Delta.
That was the callback.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we can get into a couple more advertisers.
It's got hot in here. Whew.
It does get warm in here, man. Welcome
These
back.
lights, they're good lighting, but it gets warm.
Welcome back. We're going to talk about our friend Craig Renz, who joined us last week. Craig and Caleb hung out with us. So if you're a friend of the podcast, you saw that. If you are new to the podcast, go back and watch that one. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it's neat.
North Wright County Today, the podcast, is sponsored by Solutions Counseling Services in St. Michael. Did you know, and you probably do because you're listening to the show and you're cool, that Solutions Counseling has served 1 in 3 members of the St. Michael Albertville community? That's more like 10,000 men, women, and kids getting help with solutions for their mental health needs, and we think that is super cool because mental health should be just like physical health, so get those checkup and check-ins. Solutions has 24 professionals to choose from and help you, including individual therapists like Craig and Caleb, to help with your depression, your anxiety, your trauma, your prom shopping, your marital issues, couples and family counseling, play therapists, even hypnotherapy. They do that too. You want to do it telehealth, they can go that way as well. An OG sponsor of North Wright County Today and Left Margin Media. Check them out online at getcounseling.org or visit them right off 241 in St. Michael on Thielen Drive. I had one more item to talk about.
I was going to ask you about the Final Four.
Yeah, it's a sore subject.
I see your North Carolina shirt.
I was looking really, really good after the Elite Eight to win a little bit of dough. I had picked all 8 correctly, and then Tennessee just decided to not show up.
Okay.
So I got 3 of the Final Four. Shout out to Houston. They beat Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So if Florida wins the thing, I am 1 point out of first place.
Okay.
$2,000.
I am. I'm in the 99.5 percentile on the ESPN bracket, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I picked the Final Four correctly, and most importantly, I'm in first place in the family bracket.
There it is. Yeah.
Don't have to give anybody.
We're
We'll
in
have
the
to,
Jewish family, so I have nothing to
We'll
say.
see. We'll have to see how Caleb's. I'll check in with Caleb, see how he's doing in his 2 brackets, and like we said,
See if he needs any counseling.
The
regarding his
family, family bracket is the one that counts. You want that.
Yeah.
You want that clout coming into the end.
So
there,
we are pulling for Florida over here.
You are.
Yeah, April picked Duke, so if she wins, she wins. If I win, I win.
Well, I obviously won't be rooting for Duke, so that's not going to happen. But I'm fine with anybody else winning it. I would have really been pulling hard for Florida had Tennessee made the Final Four.
Yeah.
But here we are. So
I just had an old boss who was an Auburn guy, and he was not very nice. So I want to see them lose. Not at the bank. It was pre-bank.
I always like seeing Auburn do well because it makes Charles Barkley
Charles Barkley happy.
happy.
Yeah. That's terrible.
That's terrible. Charles Barkley is long time been one of my favorites. He's just one of those guys, and that I think has a good point of view on life and sports, on politics, on anything. When Chuck talks, people listen. So he's a good dude. All right. I said I'd keep this one shorter since we're later in the day, and I know you guys have lives to get back to. So unless you've got something else.
Not for me. Gonna get back to work. Try to go win more awards at the
Taxes are filed.
Yes.
I'm super happy for myself. Thank you, Peggy Shum. Peggy Shum, sponsor of North Wright County today. And
I went the extended
Sam, that
route.
look on your face makes me think that you're not in the same boat.
No, I went with the extended route.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I literally
Done by October 15th.
I turned my last 2 sheets in. They're like, yeah, you're missing this and this. And so I came by and dropped it off. They're like, you're probably going to need an extension. I'm like, yeah, I kind of counted on it.
Yeah.
I know they were getting busy when I saw that Linda Borkart texted the group chat that she wasn't going to be able to make it to Rotary until after April 15th.
I feel bad for these tax agents. Oh,
I basically, I threw you guys under the bus. I said, yeah, the bank switching again.
Mike can't remember his password to his online banking.
Dear IRS,
Every year I get a text, bro, what's my password?
I can't even log on. I just call. I'm like, what do I, I need this. Okay. I don't even go with that.
That reminds me I need to come in tomorrow.
See? Gotta log in more than once a year.
No, this is something different. Oh, but it's funny. You'll laugh when I come in. But like I said, your staff is super helpful.
Yeah,
So
well, that's good because you're going to need to work with them because I've been invited to a customer hunting event at a game farm tomorrow, so that's what I'm doing.
Ooh,
Where's that at?
fun.
It's going to be in Hugo, Minnesota. So
Mikey does that.
I'm not
Is that
sure.
the Horse and Hunt Club?
Yeah, it's a game farm where I guess they
yeah.
raise and release pheasants, and it's a benefit for folks that have come back from combat and have some
super cool.
PTSD
Oh, nice.
and invisible wounds.
Yeah, that's a
foundation.
great event.
My hubby just did a cool event with Philip Kuntz. He is Navy SEAL.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Was on 78 missions, and it was really cool to
Yeah, my dad.
what
got
these
to do
boys
that.
go through. It's insane.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna get together, have a little fun, and hopefully raise some money.
That's cool.
Should see John Kriesel out there, I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be there. I saw
there.
him speak one time, and he said that a lot of times in politics, people will call each other gutless, and he would tell people, "No, I have them. I've seen them." Those that don't know, he suffered an IED incident while on duty, and pretty extensive injuries. But he's
John's
come back from that.
Local celebrity level, I would say.
Yeah.
John Kriesel, and also got to hear him talking. Yeah, he's just very self-deprecating
Yes.
humor. Served in the state legislature for, I believe, 2 terms as a Republican House member, but is from out that way, the Stillwater, Hugo area, so I would assume he'll be out there. But great guy, and one of those people in media that, he kind of dabbles in media. And I admire and like when I come across him, so good dude. But yeah, well, have fun.
Thank you.
I'll eat your share of the popcorn then.
Please do.
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week. I believe next week we are guest-free, unless I round up somebody here in the
you
next
get to hear
7
more
days.
from us. Oh,
What's that?
More
they get to hear
expert,
more
expert opinions.
from the non-experts. Yeah.
More from the non-experts. No, we'll have plenty to talk about
As we always do.
with Easter on the horizon and some of the other stuff come down, and just life in general here in Wright County. So St. Michael Everett. But thanks for tuning in, and good to see you, and thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next week.